Hello and welcome to the third episode in our series of working with Zeus the wild horse. Today we're going to work on going forward, basically asking Zeus to go forward and move out a bit. I already have him haltered with the lead rope on. Here I simply ask Zeus to move out and then stop and turn in, which he does a great job of. I then walk in and take the lead rope, noting that Zeus is making no attempt to walk away, nor turn his head in the other direction. Again, you can notice Zeus lift his head a little bit. He is quite braced here. So I simply work through some little exercises asking him to release. Once I feel Zeus release and let go of some of that tension, I can then ask him to step forward and be led. While I'm leading Zeus, I'm feeling him through the lead rope. It is important that I don't let it get tight, since that would only invite Zeus to brace against it. At the far end of our makeshift round pen, I turn and ask Zeus to move forward. He walks a beautiful, calm circle around me. I sense that he is fairly relaxed, but he is also a very sensitive horse. During this exercise, I'm asking for and getting small releases whenever Zeus feels that cue from the lead rope and from me. This is going great so far. Here I ask Zeus to stop and turn in. Zeus is very sensitive and responds, stopping and turning his attention toward me. Now I ask Zeus to move forward again, without changing my position. This is a bit of a test of the work that we've been doing. Basically, Zeus's response to my energy and presentation. Zeus walks off calmly. This is fantastic. This is a real test for Zeus because of his fear of exposing his right side, but he does a great job. Zeus has stopped and turned in. Because he's nervous of me on his right side, I have to be very cautious of my balance and energy here in order to keep him moving forward. I'm not concerned at all, and from my position, I simply cue Zeus to release again and move out. Again, he takes a few strides and turns in. His focus is right on me, and I'm quite pleased with this. I try sending Zeus on again from his right side. He is initially tense about this and backs up a little bit, so to make it easier for him I just step a bit to my left. It's very important when I work with a horse that I be able to ask them to move in any direction, regardless of where I'm standing. Here we're just playing with the introductory elements of that space. I very obviously and energetically am asking Zeus to move forward with me on his right side. I'm cueing for a release with the tail end of the lead rope and energetically directing him forward. It's important here that I wait for his thought to change from back up to go forward. It's also important that I don't let the lead rope become tight so that he braces against it. So I step back with him and continue to ask. In a few seconds, he's moved out again. This is great stuff. We continue to play around with the same exercise. You'll notice that each time his response is quicker. All I'm projecting to him is that forward is the answer. You'll note that I'm giving Zeus a lot of praise. These are big steps for him. Here you'll see that the move forward on the right is becoming much more relaxed and fluid for him. At a couple spots, Zeus becomes a bit tense, but it's very obvious here that I can cue him to release that tension and move forward again. As a test, I energetically ask him to transition to a trot, which he does quite nicely. I step in and give Zeus some real praise here because he's doing such a great job. I'm really proud of this guy, and he needs to feel that from me. Here I am asking Zeus to lead with me. Initially he braces and backs up a step, so I maintain the cue on the lead rope for him to release and I continue energetically asking him to go forward. It's important that I be very patient and wait for him to change his thought to forward and take that first step. Another good job. Here we're just having a little relaxing fun. I had to go reset the camera. When I walk back over to Zeus, he doesn't move, nor does he turn his head away, which he had been doing in the last session. This is a great sign. So we have a little fun. From my position ahead of him, can I ask him to walk out in a circle around me? The answer is yes. He moves out very calmly, as you can see by his headset. He stops and turns in very nicely too. This is going great because we're working on the very basic elements of leadership here. Here we're playing a little more with asking Zeus to step out and circle to the right. This time with a bit more impulsion and more length on the lead rope. This is becoming much cleaner, and you might note that the last time he pauses to turn in, I'm able to ask him to back out on the circle with energy only. I ask him to go a few more paces and then stop. There is a beautiful moment here. Some of Zeus's attention is on the horses behind him that are watching this from the other side of the fence. You can see his left ear turned back toward them once in a while. What I'm asking here is simply for Zeus to release, but with 3 feet of space between us. His release here is very obvious, and I'm pretty tickled about it. Now we try something new, leading Zeus from his right side. You'll see he is initially braced and his first steps forward are fairly tense. The goal here is that Zeus takes the first step forward. I want to be able to ask him to step up to me and then we'll go together. Zeus is a little anxious with me leading on the right side and he walks out ahead of me. I'm not going to get on his case for this because his action is out of fear, not disregard for my space. All of these little exercises are simply a test, and what this shows me is that we need to spend some more time on Zeus's right side with some very basic things. So we play a little bit more with release and forward. At one point here, I sidestep quickly over a molehill, and this causes Zeus to become anxious. It's another great, but unplanned test. That is, when Zeus becomes anxious, can I ask him to release and get his mind back? The answer here is yes. Great stuff. As a side note, if anyone wants any moles, I have lots of them. You can come pick them up at any time. This session over, I take the lead rope off. This was a great session, and I think we made some real good progress here. I'm really proud of Zeus and how he's coming along.